Knocking off the park.
Shannon, Madden, and we got some Douglas Phillips. Gonna go with Dr. Balls, Robert Arthur. What's up, guys?
What's up?
Living the dream
Dr.
all day.
Balls.
The Honky Tonk Man. Honky Tonk Man, so the last time I checked, is still not in the WWE Hall of Fame. Is that correct?
That's a sad day.
Should he not be though?
He's kind of been rather obstinate about it. I don't know if he's already made it in, but he was famously there for a while, I know. And I don't know how recent of a while ago this was, but he has been on record as saying what a joke the WWE Hall of Fame is, and if they give him a nomination, he'll get around to answering their request.
Goodness, well, that makes it hard to induct him.
Well, I mean, the Hawkster's finally in, right? Or did he got in and then he got that pulled, and then have they put him back in yet or something like that?
I mean, Hulk Hogan has to be in the WWE.
He has to be. I mean, that's, when you think about the
Why'd they pull
him? He had some choice things to say about the young men that his daughter was dating, and just like any father would, except he got a little bit more hard R with it than some.
Well, hold on now.
Now look, I'm not going to say he got more hard R about it, but he got hard R as people do in private, and what he said, technically, I've heard black men say about their own black daughters in the very same language and the very same message delivered. So I don't know. And the whole thing was creepy anyways, the whole Bubba the Love Sponge thing and threesome with his wife and yada yada. It was just that's a funny story. That whole thing, if you get a minute, go look into that. Which I feel bad for Hawkster, because I feel like, look, first off, I saw Bubba the Love Sponge's wife, and he definitely outkicked his coverage with that one. She's a hottie. And they're sitting over at the house, they're chilling, got some beers going, they're grilling out, music's kicking, Hawkster's, kind of dancing around the living room, trying to feel a little bit better because he's going through a divorce. And, Bubba's like, hey, man, why don't you fuck my wife?
Goodness.
And unbeknownst to Hawkster, he was like, and look, we're all red-blooded men. Put yourself in the same situation. Doug's been happily married he's been with Kat ever since I've known him, and been happily married for a good portion of that length of time. But Bob, you've been through some relationships before, right?
Oh yeah, I've been through a bunch of them.
Yeah, man. And when you're going through some heartbreak, you're single, ready to mingle, and you get proposed with a situation like that, and that may not necessarily be your thing to have your buddy sitting over in the corner or even in the house for that matter, but his wife is kind of hot. You haven't been laid in a while, and one thing leads to another. Next thing you know, you're banging his wife and somebody is secretly filming it.
Jeez.
Dude, that was a fucked up story, man. I really, if you want to get down the rabbit hole with that one, check out his interview on Howard Stern back in the mid 2000s when that whole court case was going on. Now, he is honest. I believe every fucking word that he said in that podcast. He is telling the truth, has nothing to hide, no shame in his game whatsoever. And man, I'm sorry, he got railroaded in that situation. Yeah. He got paid, but I mean, it's still though at what cost? I mean, he was one of the greatest to ever do it.
Guys, let me do a roll call real quick.
Dane,
are you here?
We got some folks in there now.
I'm here, brother. I am here.
Fucking hey, Clemson Dane in the motherfucking house.
Boys, I made it.
I'm about it.
We like it.
I see some other familiar faces up on my screen time.
How about Landon Beamon?
One Landon, hashtag inside sources, hashtag fake profiles, Landon Beamon.
Fake profiles.
One of the most important people in Tuscaloosa County.
Hallelujah.
As far as I'm concerned.
And
worldwide, one Mr. General Sean Devine.
All right.
Coming to you from parts unknown, always from an exotic locale. The man that is living every man's fantasy gets to go to all the games and just lives the dream.
Hell
Sean,
yeah.
what's up? Sean.
I think
Sean.
he was overwhelmed.
Oh no.
No, we told him he'd have to be up till 9:30 or so, I think.
So we just got Sean in here. I just went ahead and plugged Sean, and Sean's not even here. So I mean, if that's not a build up, I don't know what is.
That was
There you go.
fucking
So
great.
yeah, when
dude.
Sean
He
comes
left
in
you
here, the
hanging.
whole place is just gonna fucking catch fire.
Hey,
That's gonna
Shannon, I
happen.
gotta ask you this: do you have the music to Elvis's intro? Thus spake that Zarathustra.
Well, we might get zucked if we do some shit like that. I'm get just about fucking sick to death of Facebook. Facebook hit my fucking shit with a ban. Now check this out. This is the weirdest shit. It just happened completely out of nowhere. I catch a ban for a picture that I posted like 8 years ago.
Goodness.
This is before my daughter, and this is important. This important piece of information. They said that I posted something that was like child exploitation, something
God.
really, really naughty.
Goodness.
Here's the worst part about it, though. Now, I fought it and I won. That never happens. But right before I fought it, they went ahead and gave me my punishment. Do you know what my punishment for such a nasty, awful, evil thing was?
What's that?
A 3-day ban.
Goodness.
3 motherfucking days.
Goddamn
Wow.
For
perverts
child
running that operation,
exploitation.
brother.
I mean, I don't know what the fuck is going on at Facebook Central, but that is and look, let's say that I was guilty of such a thing. That's a rather extremely light punishment. I'm sure they would probably pass that information along to, the proper authorities. I would hope, anyways.
You'd hope so.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
But I mean, that was just and then they came back and said, we're sorry that our technology goofed up and we made a mistake, and they put the picture, whatever the picture was. I don't even know what the fucking picture was. They wouldn't even let me see it.
They banned me for putting in I posted a video from the album Houses of the Holy that uses the original album art, and they said,
Oh, that's got children's. It's got the naked children's in it. That Nirvana lawsuit is actually regaining steam. Can you fucking believe that?
amazing.
The little kid that is now a grown adult, whose little wiener, his little tiny little dingling, is in the swimming pool. Now, I'm sorry, I didn't see that picture and think of anything offensive when I first saw it so many years ago.
Nah.
Especially a baby, a naked baby, blindly swimming after a dollar bill in a swimming pool. At the time, I was of that age group. I was, I believe, 17 or 18. No. When Nevermind dropped, shit, I was like 15. Very impressionable young age, and of course, I caught the imagery immediately, and I didn't think anything salacious about it whatsoever.
They left.
Yeah, they could have airbrushed the little kid's ding dong out, but then it would have been perceived as a little girl, and then somebody would have thrown a fit about that too. Whatever, man.
Oh yeah, they laugh in Europe about that kind of stuff, man. You go to the beach in Europe, you see whatever you want, and people ain't nobody sprouting no woody or nothing like that. You just
But I mean, look, man. It's I don't. Anyway, that's a whole nother entire episode that we could do on shit like that. I just that was the weirdest fucking thing, and it underscores how badly Facebook is operating these days, and everybody wants to point to old Elon and X. But I mean, I don't know. At least people are having fun over there. It seems like. I don't know. Anybody on X? Anybody doing the tweets?
Oh, I Twitter a little bit, but all I do is share what we do.
I Twitter.
I just scroll through that bitch. I don't really add too much content on there.
Too much.
I Twitter. Shannon, follow me on Twitter.
Yeah, I need to get my Twitter reactive and go ahead and start doing Snapchat and showing pictures of my ding dong.
You need to rub some hot sauce on your Twitter, is what you're saying?
No, we had that conversation in chat. Yeah, I actually did that. Mr. Walker was picking some peppers, whatever those peppers he were.
Well, I just want to say, and I'm going to go ahead and put this out there.
You got the oil on your penis, didn't you?
No, I mean, I have managed to avoid this my whole life, and I've been cutting jalapenos forever, but apparently I did not wash my hand correctly tonight. And yeah, it's kind of like
You
pouring
got to
hot sauce.
use soap and hot water for a few seconds because that's oil, and that oil.
Nah,
sets
it's
in your
gone
skin.
now. It was just a sensation.
But it was on.
from
But it was you got a
Sensation.
sensation, didn't you?
Just
You got a
inside.
tingle.
There was a sensation, yes. Fake profiles. How's it going?
How's it going, fellas? Long time no see.
Man, there's been a lot that's happened in the Alabama nation, and I've just been dying to fucking have you on.
I know.
Because you
a
know
lot of inside sources.
Inside sources.
So I've got one question, and then I'm going to let y'all take over.
Okay.
Landon, did we get turned down by Landing?
No.
Landing wasn't even considered.
Stop it, guys.
How about Dabo?
No.
Yeah,
Fuck
Dabo
no.
didn't even get a phone
Did
call.
we even call Dabo? Did we even send him a text or
no? Dabo has a clause in his contract with Clemson.
This is nonsense.
It says
So
that
that clause says
Alabama
that
will be incinerated as soon as they try to hire Dabo, right?
he is not allowed to take any calls from Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
No, seriously, he has a clause in his contract. He cannot. If he accepts the Alabama job, he owes a certain percentage back to the University of Clemson. I'm serious. That's a real thing. That's
He's
not
gotta let
like a total percentage of his whole entire lifetime
No,
contract.
it's worse than that. If he actually takes the job, he's got to let the president butt fuck him.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's bad.
Well, that's not so bad.
He might enjoy it.
No, not at all.
From the Dane, you care to respond to that?
Nope, all of that is factual. Everything on this show is factual.
Dane believes that University of Alabama called and begged and pleaded for Dabo Swinney to come take the Alabama job.
No, absolutely not. But they definitely did.
Did you hear that, Arnold? Did you hear what he just said?
Can you imagine that? Alabama getting on their hands and knees being like, Dabo, please come to Tuscaloosa. We need you.
Landon, I don't know
please,
if you've heard or not.
You.
The dynasty
we need a Gator Bowl. We need a Cheez-It Bowl.
All right.
We need you.
They're moving the statue to LSU. It's done. It's done for us, Landon. Save us, please, with some hashtag inside sources.
I know. It's just terrible, man. We had to hire a guy who's 104-12 and took the fucking Washington Huskies to the national title.
It's horrible. A really depleted Washington Huskies.
The guy before him took that same program to
the guy before him went 4-8. Jimmy Lake went 4-8.
There were
he took over a 4-8 program.
Y'all, there were only 4 coaches in the playoff. 4 coaches took their team to the playoff. Mm-hmm. One of them was not available because he was our coach and he was leaving, and it was sad.
How many
there
players?
Were 3 other coaches
does
available.
Alabama currently
Kirby Smart. There's no way in hell Kirby Smart is ever going to leave Georgia.
Inside sources.
He's going to die in Georgia, and I hope that he does soon. Then there's the old Jim Harbaugh that's everybody knows he's headed to the NFL, or he's going to have some NCAA baggage coming with him if he, for some strange reason, decides to stick around in college and head somewhere else, whatever.
Maybe Michigan will call Dabo. Maybe Michigan will beg Clemson to take Dabo.
Maybe, but there was only one coach left. There was only one other coach out of all those other coaches we could have talked to.
But they definitely interviewed Lanning, and they definitely called Dabo. And to say otherwise is absurd.
They did not interview Dabo. Stop.
I didn't say they interviewed him. I said they called.
No, they did not, Dane.
They were told no.
They did not call him.
Okay.
They did not call Dabo Swinney. Okay. Oh my God.
Right.
You have lost your mind.
Sources, brother.
You have lost your mind. Quit listening to Sports Illustrated.
All right.
No one called Dabo Swinney.
Okay.
Especially Alabama. My God.
Why
would we
Did you
call
hear that,
him?
Arnold?
Why would Dane Massam? Why would we call him? Tell me why.
I'm listening.
Why? Tell me why.
You call him?
What does he have to show me? Tell me what he's won without Trevor Lawrence and Deshaun Watson.
He took over a program that was mired in mediocrity for decades and built it into a national championship program and did it again and was at the CFP how many times in a row? 6 in a row? Come on, dude.
And when's the last time you've been to the CFP? I'm just curious.
Doesn't even exist. In
2 years ago?
That's so sad.
3, you mean?
Like that.
Well, going on 3 years. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And why is that?
Is that a harpsichord?
I mean, you don't win them all, dude. I mean, football, you have to get extremely lucky.
You mean we don't have a number one overall pick at quarterback?
Dude. Do what?
The ukulele didn't do it for you, nor Club Dick. Who's after Club Dick? Is it Trevor Lawrence 2.0? You think, or is Clemson even in the running for a 5-star quarterback?
I would imagine it's Chris Vizina.
Oh, the kid from Birmingham who couldn't even get an offer from Alabama.
It might be that guy.
God help. Is he a walk-on?
No, he was a 5-star recruit.
Boy, that's scary. What is this music?
I don't know. It's fucking great, though. I'm getting hard.
How many players does Alabama have on their roster right now that are not in the transfer portal?
Why are we talking?
That are not in the transfer portal
right now?
Right.
Well, there's 120 you can field on a roster. So I would say
does Alabama have fielded right now?
Probably 95 to 100.
We don't have a game. We don't have a game for months, Dane.
How many of them are walk-on?
Listen to this music and chill.
Hey guys, let's take a break real quick and we'll recollect our thoughts.
Can we replay that music while we take a break?
Why do we have to take breaks? I'm confused.
We do.
Find us on the web at smacology.42web.io. There you can find our latest episode, or you can support the podcast by following our affiliate links at the top of the page. You can even buy some awesome Smacking Off merchandise. Again, that is smacology.42web.io.
We're here at Commonwealth Stadium, representing for the Kentucky Wildcats, right against the Georgia Bulldogs, right? And I'm live here, and there's fun and excitement going on. I know you can see that. This is Smacking Off, the podcast.
Hi, we're Fiverr, a global marketplace connecting individuals and businesses with freelancers offering thousands of digital services. Graphic design, web development, video editing, e-commerce marketing. You name it, there's a professional freelancer ready to make it happen. Filter your search by the service needed, budget, timeline, and boom! Fiverr provides a list of talented freelancers to meet your specific needs. Always know what you'll pay up front. No hourly rates, just project-based pricing. And because payment isn't released until you approve the work, you can rest assured that you'll be satisfied with the quality and get exactly what you want. Our support team is always available to answer questions or offer assistance when you need it. With the whole world of freelance talent at your fingertips, what might you achieve? Join today and find out. Fiverr. It starts here.
Ladies and gentlemen,
welcome back to Smacking Off, the podcast with your host, Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's Terminator 2.
Hell yeah.
There's a light in his face and you really can't make him out. Move him over to the.
We're doing that for copyright. We're doing that for copyright purposes.
I
don't really feel like being on camera tonight, but I don't feel like being on camera tonight.
Nick Saban.
No, Nick Saban doesn't have a misshapen eye. You see the eye here. That was horribly.
I can't really see it because of
the fight.
Oh wow! Oh yeah! Oh no! I see it. I couldn't see that before.
Too. Yeah, it's all right.
Hell yeah, brother!
You've been in a fight, bro.
Sean, Sean, are you there?
Melted off.
No, I'm here. Good evening, gents.
Sean Devine, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give him a big hand, like we should have a long time ago. We built you up, and then forgot that you were coming on later. Then I got reminded, and I'm kind of stupid. So
it's all good. No worries.
I've been drinking a lot of coffee now.
Ow!
I wanted to make sure to be awake for this one.
Just enjoying the conversation.
I need to have some coffee.
Coffee will help you.
Yeah, man, coffee is very helpful. You're a man of a
It's very healthy too.
It is, as long as you don't get all that and drink like 7 pots, like some people I know in this household.
7 pots? That's a lot of pots.
That's a lot of pots.
Damn it, Jim.
It's a lot of coffee. There's a lot of coffee that flows through this household.
A lot of coffee.
What kind of coffee y'all drink?
Of course, because there is the mass quantity of coffee, and we lost our sponsorship with Bones. Hadn't seen the Bones Girl in a while, so we have to go out and actually shop for coffee again, like Pours. We go and get that hard stuff, the French roast that the Walmart makes, the Sam's Choice. Old Roy.
I've been trying to talk Cat into
Old
the Old
Roy
Roy.
French roast.
Old Roy is good coffee, is it not? Dane,
dude, the French roast is spot on. I mean,
Dane.
Seriously.
Dane, do you drink the Old Roy coffee?
I am sponsored by Black Rifle, sir.
Oh, fuck me.
You are
Black
not.
Rifle products.
Where's your Black Rifle T-shirt? You're supposed to be wearing some product or have a banner up or something.
I don't.
You have
I just put them out there, man. Black Rifle.
I didn't see your.
What's up?
Drink Black Rifle, baby.
No try. How about Folgers, man? I'm with Folgers.
I can't endorse anybody else.
There you go.
Drink what you want, people, but Black Rifle.
Yeah. That's right. Black Rifle, man, we like it. We like the whole idea of it. It commemorates the M16 A1 through A4, which all this is well acquainted with. I wonder if we lost everybody, Dane.
What's that?
I wonder if we lost everybody. It says, I'm in the show, but I don't see anybody else's picture. And I don't hear any of the other gentlemen.
Oh, I'm just fucking with you, Bob.
Oh.
Yeah, Bob's getting fucked with.
Hell yeah. I hate
preferable to Pete's coffee.
How about that? How about that Kentucky Clemson game, Dr.
Hold up, Dane. Hold up, Dane. Pete's coffee?
Pete's, yeah. Peets. Pete's. Pretty good.
Shannon?
Pretty good.
Have you heard of Pete's coffee? Shannon? Shannon's asleep. God damn it.
That's what I'm saying. And now Landon's asking if we can hear him.
Landon?
It's on some kind of trip. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You know.
Oh, sorry. Now we can hear you now because I added you back.
Ah, yay.
See, there's supposed to be a producer that's like watching all this shit, but I'm drinking, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dude, that's how you do it.
Who's all in here? Sean, you in here now?
Who else is out?
I am. Good evening. What's up?
Good evening. How about that Nick Dunlap, man?
That was awesome. That was incredible. I'm so happy for him and happy for you and the other Alabama fans.
Alabama golf, baby, represent.
Oh my God, 6 dudes in one tournament. That's
pretty solid.
So Sean, I just want to say that you said I need to start watching more Alabama basketball, and I went ahead and tuned in the other night. And
it's tough to win in that
arena.
And Tennessee has a very good team, so I wouldn't,
fuck those balls. God damn it.
Hey, fuck basketball, bro. It's almost baseball season.
Clemson ain't doing very well, are they, Clemson? Sorry, Dane.
Clemson finally showed who they were. We knew they played a soft, out-of-conference schedule, and now they're playing an ACC schedule, and they're coming back to earth rather quickly.
Yeah, they've had some injuries, and they haven't rebounded at all. So,
I think Shannon left the show. Did you hear him say "fuck you" before he left? Anybody?
Well, if he didn't, I feel offended. What the fuck?
No, I never heard him say that, but
if he didn't say it, I'm offended.
So we were in the middle, though, talking about Clemson and Alabama, how many people they got left on the roster. So what do you? I think
Landon said 90 something. I don't believe that. There is no fucking way. Because
how many people do you think entered the portal? I can hear you,
Shannon. Thank you, Doug, because everybody else is being.
I'm asking.
Rude.
I don't know.
I don't think Dane. I don't think Landon meant like they're all on scholarship, but 90 to 100 if you include the walk-on.
Yeah, you have 120 on a roster, so if you take away probably 25, that's 95
players transferred.
I think it was 7. I think was the number
the end of last season
on the Athletic. I think it was 7.
7. Does that include the QB that just entered?
Well, they got a QB. I didn't see the one that that went in the portal. But
yeah, I mean, are you asking how many players just entered the portal, or are you asking how many players that played meaningful minutes entered the portal?
Yeah, both. Shit. What's your situation there? Nobody really knows. I don't know. I've heard that a lot of players are transferring out, though.
Oh, yeah. They were going to transfer out even if Nick Saban didn't retire. A lot of players were. Now, Caleb Downs wasn't. Caleb Downs would have stayed. Now, he's the only one that's hit the portal that we probably never wanted to hit the portal.
Those are young men that
these are hell of a player.
They're not committed to the process at
Clemson lost a couple of players this year to that shit.
I wish them the best on their journey, but they're just not committed to the process. I'm okay with that.
Right.
I'm totally okay with that.
I would add one more to that. I would add one more to that, Landon. I would add Caden Proctor. I think he was all SEC rookie or freshman, this year at tackle. So I think that's another one. But other than
spreading the love, man. The
other than
SEC is going to be interesting. There's going to be a lot of great young men playing, and there's Alabama's going to they're going to reload.
Y'all have a pretty rough schedule this year. I'm not going to lie.
I think everyone in the SEC has a rough
we all do. now they finally got smart and got rid of divisions.
Y'all got what you signed up for.
Now Alabama picked up the offensive lineman from Washington in the portal. That is pretty.
Thank God, he's a center. Did y'all see our center against Michigan?
Did you see our center the whole entire fucking
whole entire year?
Oh my God!
Fuck, we'll take anybody. I'll take one of Dabo's Church of Christ members at this point. I don't give a fuck.
I hope to see
I will take anybody.
I hope to see him in a playoff team. I really do. And that's that. Seriously, the numbers are going to go through the roof. Vegas will respond. Best of luck, kid. I don't know what good he's going to do any Power 5 team ever.
Dude's the worst fucking center I've ever seen in my life.
Dude.
Horrible.
We've had some stutters at that position over the past few years too. Let's not kid ourselves. But oh my God, with that guy, I'm not even going to say his name because I really don't want to curse us in that way.
It's Sarah McLaughlin. Is what it is. Who it is?
Sarah McLaughlin that does the pet.
Yeah.
The pet
commercial. Sarah McLaughlin. He doesn't deserve to be called Seth. Sarah.
Building a mystery.
Building a myth. No, I'm not. I'm talking about the pet commercials where you're saving the dying pet.
Dude's fucking horrible.
Sarah McLaughlin, yeah. That was his mom, I guess. Yeah, he's Sarah McLaughlin. Sarah McLaughlin Jr.
Oh yeah, we're saving pets one snuggle 11s at a time.
That's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think the portal, I think Florida State took God knows how many players from Alabama, but hell, they were all third and fourth string players that never really played.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, spreading the love. It's okay. The legacy of Saban will live on. And I really like this new guy coming in. I really do. And look, I'm not going into this thing with rose-colored glasses and saying we're marching back into the playoffs this year. That's ridiculous.
The only knock on your coach, though, is that he's not a great recruiter, and
look, and he still somehow got Washington in the playoffs.
Alabama
I'm not fucking hearing that shit. That's ridiculous.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
He's able to develop talent. That's all I fucking care about.
That's important.
That's it.
But hey, Dane,
what's up?
Can we at least admit that we don't know what he's going to do at Alabama at recruiting yet?
I'm not saying that he's going to be terrible.
He has Tuscaloosa money. Landon, will you explain to him about Tuscaloosa money?
No way.
Oh my God!
Hey, and Alabama facilities as well.
Oh yeah, all of that. NIL, facilities, everything, exposure.
Well, I mean, to be fair to him, he can't recruit right now because the cycle's over. So there's only
the system is rigged against.
There's only
Alabama
one guy
right now.
we can recruit, and that's probably that's the 5-star receiver Ryan Williams that we're battling with Auburn and Texas for. So if he lands him a 5-star receiver, I mean, I can't say that he can't recruit, but I damn sure
that's the Washington kid, right?
No, that's the 5-star kid out of Saraland High School.
Saraland. That was that group that Pike was trolling. He owned Saraland for like a couple months.
That's right. Yeah.
Something different though.
So I mean, that's the only player that he can truly recruit right now. That's out of high school.
Recruit everybody on his own goddamn roster right now. It's fucking crazy what college football has become.
Yeah, he's got to re-recruit them, and some of them he's lost. Everybody. But some of them that some of them entered the portal.
These players for depth, man. Like,
he's
people
gonna really have
be
to
bitching about Dabo not using the fucking portal to bring in gobs of players, but he believes in developing, and he gives those scholarships to the walk-ons when somebody fucking transfers out. Like, we develop players.
Dane,
but now all of a sudden, another
shit.
coach that does it that way comes in at Alabama, and you're completely okay with it. Is what's funny to me. Why do you
Our coach doesn't do it that way.
Dane,
our coach doesn't do it like Dabo.
Well. Okay, dude.
He does it. What are you
Dane,
talking about? He doesn't recruit well.
He does. Dane, look at his recruiting.
Nobody knows if he recruits well or not. Dane, explain to me who the fuck could go to Washington and recruit. Tell me a coach that could go there and land top 5 classes.
So Alabama doesn't know if he can recruit or not, and that was the only guy y'all went after.
We're about to find out if he can recruit or not.
We're about to find out.
Okay. Dane, we already know that anybody can recruit at Alabama.
But what was Clemson's record last year with all that recruiting?
No. That's for real. It's been proven over a century.
You talking about Clemson's record last year, Doug?
Hold up, everybody.
It wasn't playoff worthy, was it?
Landon?
No, definitely.
Landon.
I mean, shit, Dane. Not. Jimbo Fisher could recruit. How'd that work out for him at Texas A&M?
Not very good.
How did he do at A&M compared to Florida State and the ACC? How did he do? Didn't do well, did he?
Landon,
but he could recruit.
I've never thought he was a good coach.
And
that guy's a fucking
Landon.
What?
I apologize, but we got to go to a break.
Scholarship, Barry. Dabo Swinney.
You are now watching or listening to Smacking Off the Podcast. If you love it, tell your friends about it. If you hate it, share it with your enemies.
It was just a small gift from Mummy and Daddy. One, however, that would spark a bit of an obsession. It started out innocent enough, as these things always do, but quickly lit the fuse to something bigger. Mum and Dad encouraged other activities, but alas, had to sell things almost as fast as they bought them. Friends and family thought it was cute. It's just a bit of fun, they said. It's just a phase, they said. Well, it's all fun and games until your child is 34, still lives at home, and absolutely nothing has changed. These things should really come with a warning label. Buy, sell, eBay.
So, real quick, I just want to say that Mark Thrash, who is listening to the show right now, says that Saban is trash. Trash! Fucking trash!
Well, he's gone now. We ain't got to worry about him no more.
That's the most absurd shit I've ever heard.
Sounds like the trash needs a thrashing.
Nick Saban is the motherfucking GOAT. If you didn't know that, just throw the game of football away. You don't know what you're doing.
He may be trash at the moment, but he's still the GOAT.
Nah, he's always been the GOAT.
Yep.
Why would he be trash at the moment? He's retiring.
Well, because he's not
turning the page. I'm happy for the guy.
He's left Alabama in such a lurch, and the dynasty is now.
He didn't leave y'all in a lurch. He left y'all perfectly positioned. Y'all brought
he didn't leave us in a lurch. I mean, he really didn't. I mean, it is what it is. It doesn't matter.
A decent coach, like, you know what I mean? Could be a great coach. I don't know. We're about to find out.
I mean, no, he has been an extremely great coach until this moment. You know, now this is a new team that he's on, but I don't know. His record kind of speaks for itself. He's won every fucking where he's coached.
This is true.
That doesn't happen on accident, particularly
he's like Brian Kelley.
The level.
Brian Kelley is like that.
Landon,
he's won everywhere.
Explain to everybody that there was no way for Saban to leave without this shit going down. The way it's
I mean, the way the rules are set in college football, if Nick Saban would have, if he would have came out right now and said, "Hey guys, I just want to let y'all know I'm doing a farewell tour. 2024 is my last year." The whole season, this upcoming season, every single coach, everybody in America, all they would have done is been calling our players, trying to tamper with them, getting them to come play for them while we got a season going on. So if he did it that way, that way would have effed up. Well, no, they're doing it now. So I'm saying that's what I'm saying. There's no matter what way you did it, there was not going to be a win result, no matter what.
He timed it up well, though. He left y'all in the best possible situation, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
And got a team that didn't belong in the playoffs at the beginning of the season into the playoffs.
He did it
I mean, that's the magic of Nick Saban.
Early enrollees came in.
Okay, so Dane, Landon,
the best way.
Y'all both know that Saban could have rode this shit right down on the ground, making what, $11 million a year?
Yep.
And he could have did that shit, and it could have he could have did like Bowden did it at Florida State, which was embarrassing.
You mean like Bowden and Paterno, where they like ran the program into the dirt because they were just too old to even know what the fuck was going on?
Not necessarily in the dirt, but into mediocrity, and got them to an unmanageable point to be able to, kind of get it back to that point.
They were just maintaining the status quo.
A better example of somebody leaving while things are good would have been like maybe Bob Stoops when he handed Oklahoma over to Lincoln Riley.
Right.
Well, I mean, the whole reason Nick Saban retired, that no one's going to announce to the media, and he's not going to either, because this would put all the attention on her as opposed to him. But Miss Terry got diagnosed with early stages of dementia.
So, and we have gone back and forth on this show.
Hold up, everybody.
With that,
everybody, stop for a second.
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Shannon.
We have gone back and forth on this show with that because somebody, and I can't remember from where, but somebody reported early on that. I may have been something I got from Scott. And so I ran with it because I'd heard chitter chatter from a couple other people about it. Then we got somebody kind of dialed back on it. So we've dialed back on it, but hashtag inside.
You don't have to dial back on that one.
You are boots on the ground there in Tuscaloosa, and I trust your judgment above anybody else that comes on this show, Landon.
You don't have to worry about that one. No, that's seriously, it sucks. I hate it.
Miss Terry does have
early onset dementia.
I was really hoping to be wrong on that.
That sucks, man.
No, I mean, obviously, are they going to announce that on ESPN? No, they're not going to announce that, because if they did that, it would all be on his attention on his wife, and would he want that? No. I mean, at the end of the day, your loved ones come first, so I understand.
Yeah. I mean, the writing was kind of on the wall too. He was like unloading.
Yeah, I mean, he only had like three years max left
of money. Yeah. During the season, like buying dealerships and shit. Like you could tell he was setting himself up to make an exit.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and hey guys.
I mean, I'm happy for the guy. I hope he gets to spend more time with his wife, obviously,
and he's going to make plenty of money on that. Trust me,
the money he's already
we're going to see him on ESPN very soon.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I hope
he's already on Pat McAfee.
Him on there. He's funny.
They're going to get to a situation where they'll set a camera up at his house. He won't have to leave his house, and he'll.
They're doing that already.
They're
doing that already on the Pat McAfee show. I don't know what's
I'm about
he's
it,
the
man.
shit, dude. Nick Saban's the fucking goat, dude.
Okay, so guys. Everybody give their parting shot, and we're moving on to Dr. Balls.
Dr. Balls.
Dr. Balls.
Dr. Balls.
I don't have any parting shots for anybody, but all I got to tell y'all is believe in Dabo, because he is the man.
Why?
He's the present GOAT.
What was the?
And Clemson is.
I'll believe in Dabo when I see any.
I believe that Dabo is on a decline, my friend.
Well, we're gonna win another natty, and then. What you gonna say?
Win.
Decline these.
I mean, y'all can't even win the ACC right now. What the fuck are you talking about?
It's
happening. Are you, Dane?
Just believe me, brother. Not very.
Clemson's already is
not very
retired, officer. I don't answer questions.
Hey, Landon, you going to join us and talk some college basketball?
Sure, I will.
Let's do it.
Okay, so am I leaving?
I guess I'm leaving with you, Doug. Doug, let's go to the bar.
No, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
You can't leave.
He's talking about our brag.
You're fucking trash.
You're the whole thing that's holding this thing together, Doug.
That's right.
God damn it.
Nobody's going to the bar with me. Brother. You fucking
Arnold. Did you hear that
word? Never mind. I was about to say a word. We're just gonna get y'all banned.
Good night, Dane.
Good night, assholes.
Good night, Dane.
Support Smacking Off by commenting on, liking, and sharing our videos. Stay right where you are. More Smacking Off is headed your way.
I just received a marketing plan from a freelancer on Fiverr. It's great. And the way I'll present it will really take it to the next level. Check it out. Skills.
We're developing that with a freelancer and it's excellent. It's probably my feedback that made it so good.
And you know who came up with the idea to use Fiverr? Liam. And who hired Liam? Me. Just to be clear.
You are now streaming Smacking Off the podcast. You can keep up with our current activity on Facebook at Smacking Off or Smackologists. Find us on YouTube at Smacking Off the podcast. And stay right where you are. More Smacking Off the podcast is headed your way.
Hey, this is Kyle Golick of the Smacking Off the podcast. I'm at the Basketball Hall of Fame. You don't need to come to Springfield, Massachusetts. We got our own Hall of Fame analyst in Dr. Balls.
Dr. Balls is a presentation of Smacking Off the podcast.
Dr. Balls, the state of college hoops.
All right, welcome back to Smacking Off the podcast. And we're here with Sean Devine and Doug Phillips. And did Landon join us?
I'm right here. I'm here.
Killer. Well, guys, before we get into some of the stuff that went on, Sean and I predicted 2 games pretty well from last week. We talked about Iowa State and BYU won that game. That's one already. But here's what I want to talk about, right? And unfortunately, I'm a Kentucky homer, as you guys know. Just like we have Alabama homers on the show, Bob's a Kentucky homer.
Well, who?
I mean, you and Shannon, obviously.
No, I'm not. I'm no homer, man.
Okay, we know that. But I love Alabama football, too. But anyway, guys, the 2 guys that were ineligible for some reason by the NCAA earlier in the year for Kentucky came back, and they're both 7-footers, and one of them can shoot the 3 from 25 foot deep. He passes like Larry Bird, and he's dunking about every other time he touches the basketball. They call him Big Z Evenishek, and I've been saying all season long that Kentucky looked good, especially with all the talent they got everywhere on the court. DJ Wagner, Dillingham, Reed Shepherd, all them dudes are great, but now they're complete, and everybody they got can run. And guys, I'm telling you, it's over. Kentucky's going to win the championship. It'd take a major slip up and a coaching gaffe for Kentucky to not win the championship at this point.
Are you talking about the SEC championship, Robert?
I'm talking about the national championship.
The national championship. Whoa, okay.
Oh yeah, I wasn't sure till now.
The SEC, I understand that one. Now I can get behind you on that one.
Well, now that Evenishek is here, this guy is something else, man. I'm telling you guys, they already had with Bradshaw and Reeves, Reed Shepherd. I mean,
now, Robert, I will say I did not get a chance to watch Kentucky play on Saturday. I didn't get a chance to watch Alabama play Tennessee. I was unfortunately at a funeral, so I didn't get a chance to watch any college basketball at all. So it's but none of that would shock me. I mean, Kentucky has looked good. I mean, they have, but I did not know about this guy coming back for y'all or anything. I didn't know about this. This is the first time hearing about it.
Yeah, I've been keeping that updated on the show here because I have a real problem with the transfer portal and how it's working for some teams and not for others, right?
Uh-huh.
But the NCAA is trying to show, and I know Doug has problems with the NCAA as well. And the NCAA is trying to exert their power now through eligibility because
They're gonna lose that litigation, by the way. And I don't know if you saw it. Like, obviously, a bunch of states had sued them over what they're trying to do with the portal, but now the federal U.S. Justice Department is joined in on that lawsuit against the NCAA, and they're gonna lose because trying to prevent a kid from transferring whatever he wants, that's just not gonna fly. So. Whether you like the transfer portal or not, if you're in favor of student athletes being able to have a choice of where they want to continue their education and their athletic career, I think it's going to be obvious who's going to win this lawsuit.
Oh yeah, I think so as well. And Sean, you and I predicted, we talked about Kansas State on the last Dr. Ball show, and
what they do, they upset that team, like we said. We were ahead of it.
Yeah, they beat Baylor, and BYU and Iowa State was a great game. We talked about that one.
Yep.
And that was a great game. And then Creighton and UConn was a tough game, man. That's one of the lowest scoring games I've seen in a while on both sides, man. That was a dog fight.
You were talking about how great Kentucky is, and I agree with you. I think now they're starting to find the rhythm, and man, they got athletes, just boatloads of athletes. I think you guys have 2 7-footers on that squad.
4.
4. Wow, yeah,
because 2 of them were just declared eligible. So before you had Bradshaw and the transfer from NC State, now you got Dabo and Ivanchek, right?
I just wish we could see, and we won't. Hopefully, we'll get it maybe in the tournament. But man, how much would you love to see UConn play Kentucky? I think that'd be just an absolutely awesome game. I was pretty sure that Creighton would lose that game at UConn. I think it was last either Tuesday or Wednesday. The days are running together on me, but it was $2 beer night, and it was at not XL Center there, but instead they played it at their old on-campus gym, Gamble Pavilion. And that place, when it gets loud, it's really compact, and the noise, it was incredibly loud. They were riled up, ready to go, and their defense brought it, man.
It was rowdy. I watched part of that game.
We couldn't make a damn thing, and part of that's on us, and the other part is their defense. I gotta give their defense a lot of credit, man. They locked our guys down, and Klingon came back. It was his first game back from, I think, either an ankle or a foot, and he only played 16 minutes, but man, they were very important minutes, and it showed why Klingon is one of the best big men in the game. And as much as I hate losing to UConn as a conference rival, I got to tip my cap to what Hurley's done with that program, and that's why I really love to see. And we never get what we want in the NCAA tournament because crazy stuff happens all the time. But man, I would love to see right now Kentucky play UConn. I think that would be one of the best games in a long time.
And I think UConn's one of the few teams that can run with Kentucky, but otherwise I don't believe there's anybody, period, that can run with Kentucky this year. They're the most explosive Kentucky team since 1997 when they had Anderson and Mercer, right, before Anderson got hurt. And that was the most explosive Kentucky team of all time, in my opinion. It was Dunkarama.
I like the 96 team. That was that team really was incredible to me.
Oh, it was a great team, but as the in 97 with Anderson and Mercer, it was just the wings were so explosive that nobody could run with them. In 96, it was a complete team. From top to bottom, they were complete from top to bottom, and that was an all-time great team.
Yeah, that 96 team, man, top to bottom was absolutely one of my favorite teams to watch of all time, and they really got it done.
But they went to the national.
But I also liked the help me out, was it the 9 team or the 2010 team?
The 2000
to John Wall.
Yeah, John Wall and all those, man.
That'd been my team. I loved watching that Kentucky team.
That team was fun to watch, man.
Oh, now the 2012 team with Davis was a hell of a team too. But these guys here, them guys, I mean, like you said, all those teams, the John Wall team, the 2012 team, they put so many people in the NBA, great players still producing, even to this day. But I mean, look at Davis. I mean, he's one of the best team players in the league. But this team here is loaded. I've never seen one loaded like this since 96, 97, 10, and 12. It's one of the top 5 most loaded Kentucky teams of all time.
Now, I'm ill-prepared, and I apologize. It's been a busy week, but Bob might know this because obviously you follow Kentucky. That's your team. When do we get to see Kentucky play Auburn? I think that's going to be an exciting game.
I think it's getting ready to happen. I'm looking through that right now. I think it's getting ready to happen next week.
I know we play Auburn on Wednesday here in Tuscaloosa.
See,
actually,
I don't understand. It, to me, and I love the rivalry game, Alabama Auburn, but like, why so early in the
Well, why on a Wednesday night?
And why on Wednesday night? Right? Yeah, why on a Wednesday night too? That
exactly church.
Yeah, church isn't on Saturdays.
No,
Auburn has to go to church.
Alabama,
Auburn goes to church on Wednesdays. I mean, we wouldn't understand the way they do things down there. So
Auburn's
Jewish
head
basketball
they do it
coach
different. Is baptizing people in the name of Jesus now. That's a thing.
Wednesday's prayer meeting throughout the Southern Baptist core. Whether you're in Kentucky, whether you're in Alabama, Wednesday's prayer meeting. So Sunday morning is Sunday school. And you have a little sermon afterward. The youth group.
To me, Auburn, Alabama should be played on a Saturday night, like early, like 6:30, 7 o'clock on a Saturday night. So
I 100% agree.
That's prime time viewing. I'll make time Wednesday night to turn that on. I want to see that game. And I know Saturday wasn't a great night, but I think you just flushed that one. I don't think that.
It's tough. It's tough to beat Tennessee at Tennessee with the way Tennessee plays the game of basketball under Barnes. I mean, they play so physical. They play so physical.
You got to give him Connect played a great game. I think.
Where did that guy come from?
That's what I want to know. Bob might know. But where did this guy come from?
Which guy's that?
Dalton Connect.
Dalton Connect. Where did he come from? That we're witnessing an individual who I'm assuming Tennessee got in the portal. That is dropping 35 points a game.
Now I don't know where he transferred some. That's, to me, it's enigmatic. And by the way, Kentucky plays Auburn February 17th. But let's look at Dalton Connect, because I'm watching this game and he's quicker than you'd think. His size, obviously, he's a hell of a shooter. But
he's he's a better version of, like, people will ask me about that finally, okay, I'll watch a Creighton game because Devine's making noise about Creighton, and then they'll ask me, where did Baylor Shireman come from? I'm like, well, he was at South Dakota State for a couple of years, before we got him. And this Dalton Connect, I'm gonna have to research it myself because I watched some of that game, and man,
he played for Northern Colorado and Northeast Junior College. So
he was stroking it, man.
Yeah, he was. He's got a hell of a range. He's a big guy. He's close to 7 foot tall. Now I think he's got a weakness in bringing the ball that you could exploit, especially against Kentucky. If he gets the ball in the open court in transition, we're going to take it from him. But if he's got a set shot available, he's going to hit it. And Barnes is a pretty damn good coach, and Tennessee has a lot of discipline, as Landon was saying. So really, that's going to be the toughest game on the schedule for Kentucky.
And I agree. It's tough to win that bill. What people don't know, I think Bowling Arena, I think that's the second largest in the SEC. Rupp is the first.
Yeah.
Rupp Arena.
I mean, it's tough to win there because Rick Barnes, the way he coaches his teams, it's all defense. And what he does, he basically at home, when everybody knows in college basketball at home, you get a more favorable whistle than on the road or in the tournament. And that's why Rick Barnes has never really made him past the Sweet 16, because when he gets in the tournament, if he doesn't get solid officials that let his guys be handsy, man, his team gets in foul trouble, and that's why they get bounced early. Every time, just like clockwork. It's just when they can't play physical defense, they have no counterpunch.
Well, that's why Connect is so important for them, because they finally have a guy that can actually hit a jump. Watching them last year in the tournament, it was like you're building a house with all the bricks, because nobody could hit a 12-foot jump shot. It was either a layup, put back, or get fouled and make one or two free throws. And in Tennessee last year was trying to play games in the 40s.
They were trying to have attrition. They were playing a game of attrition and trying to get your guys fouled out and get it close to the end, because they didn't have an explosive scorer. See, prior 2 years ago, they had two different point guards for like a 3-year run going in with Bone. And they didn't have a point guard they could count on last year, in my opinion, even though they fluffed him up. But now with Connect, like you said, they can stretch at. And he loves to run a lot of half-court sets. But I'm telling you straight out, Tennessee might beat Kentucky at home, but I don't think they can beat them in the SEC championship.
Well, that's the difference in Kentucky this year, in my personal opinion, is when y'all have adding, obviously you've added you've got the talent, obviously, with all the 5 stars. But the main thing, though, Reed Shepherd is a extremely, extremely good, solid, true point guard. I mean, he facilitates that offense really well. He's not, Rob Dillingham comes in, and Rob Dillingham can basically play the 2 guard. He doesn't even have to be a point guard, but Reed Shepherd is a true distributing point guard, and the guy can shoot the ball, which I think is what Kentucky's missed a lot, except outside of Antonio Reeves for the past couple of years, is Kentucky's hadn't had a reliable shooter. And this year, Kentucky can spray. I mean, I think the foreign kid that you were just referring to, I can't remember his name you're talking about, but I'm pretty sure he can even hit threes.
He hit 3 in a row when he first came in the game. He played like 6 minutes in the game against Georgia and had that I can remember 9 and 4 is 13. He had at least 13 points and 3.
Now, did he come from a school, like a transfer portal, or was he a freshman out of high school?
I think he came from overseas.
Okay.
And but yeah, I'm with you. Reed Shepherd, if you look at the analytics on Shepherd, he's the most efficient player in the country. And I hate to say this, but he's probably going to go in the NBA, right? Which would be bad for Kentucky. If he stays for Kentucky.
He reminds me a lot of Austin Reeves that plays for the Lakers that played at Oklahoma, the way he plays. Reed Shepherd reminds me of very similar to his game.
Yeah, he's got the best decision-making I've seen in a long time. And his dad, Jeff Shepherd, was a hell of a player at Kentucky. His mother was a hell of a player at Kentucky. And obviously he's well-schooled and coached. And in high school here, he did real well, was on the top teams in the state, even though they were in the mountains and didn't have the inner city talent. He took them to the state tournament.
Mm-hmm. So, no, I would completely agree with that, Bob. Like, I think Kentucky's going to win the regular season title. I think they're going to win the SEC tournament title because of what they've started to be able to do now is they can play the inside and outside game. So they can kill you either way, and that's deadly, man. When you can score any way on the court, that's dangerous.
So the very thing that's going to make them win is also their Achilles heel, which is they're undisciplined. And on defense, sometimes since they're young, they make mistakes. For example, Georgia was getting dunks off the inbound. They had a guy from Melendez looked like he was on NBA Live 96 or something. He kept getting so many dunks from young player mistakes off the inbound plays, but it didn't matter how many, because they kept they just scored and scored and scored. And like Landon said, they could hit it from anywhere. Bradshaw was hitting the 3, Dillingham hit the 3, DJ Wagner hit the 3, Reeves hit the 3.
So it's like, to me, I've changed my So to me, it's Kentucky's either going to lose like round 1 or round 2, one of those first 2 games, and it'll be like a fluke, or I think they're going to the Final Four.
Yeah,
like to me, that's where we're at with Kentucky, because when they're playing at their best, you go, this is one of the 4 best teams in the country.
Absolutely, and really
easily.
I think UConn's really the only team that can really play with them. I think we'll run Purdue out of the building. Edie is too slow for our 7-footers, and
I think Kansas could play with you for a little while. I think Arizona could play with you for a little while, and then UConn. Other than those 3, maybe I guess you could say Baylor, Houston would probably present a few problems. Other than like those 4 or 5 teams, yeah, I don't think there's anybody else that really, other than obviously in the SEC, we're gonna see about Tennessee, we're gonna see about Alabama, we're gonna see about Auburn.
Auburn's going to give them a good game, but just like you said, this week even, like Auburn had one game where they lost because they couldn't hit the 3, and the next game they blew their team out because they could hit the 3. So
Auburn's very Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, man. I feel the same way about Auburn. They could lose week 1 or round 1 of the tournament, or they could run all the way to the Final Four.
Auburn's game on Wednesday against Alabama, that'll be their first quad 1 game they've played since they played Baylor opening game.
Well, they did play number 22 Ole Miss yesterday, and they won.
Well, I'm just talking about quad 1. Ole Miss, they're not a quad 1 team. Again, we go back to AP poll, and I don't understand this at all. I don't even know why we have AP poll rankings, because Ole Miss is 22nd. But their strength of schedule is like 250th according to KenPom. So they're ranked because of their record? I mean, but they've not played anybody. It makes no sense at all.
No, I got you. I agree.
Just like Georgia, they're going to get caught. Georgia was looking good. They was like 13-3 coming into Kentucky. And they did have some explosive scores that were somewhat impressive. But They just ran out of gas. There's no way they can match that depth. And
I am curious to see more about A&M. I know A&M gave Kentucky a loss, if I'm not mistaken, Bob.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm curious to see more about A&M. I need to watch more of them. That's on me. I mean, I can only at the house here. I only got 3 monitors, so I can only put 3 games on at a time.
A&M is solid.
Man,
Buzz Williams, the head coach.
How about how bad Arkansas has been this year?
Yeah,
I think they're one of the most disappointing teams in America.
I mean, I'd be so pissed if I was an Arkansas fan especially because of Eric Musselman. He's the biggest bitch on the planet. But
well, also, I mean, the preseason media hype for them was through the roof. This is going to be Arkansas's year. I sure as heck haven't seen it.
I don't think they're cohesive. They're not cohesive. Them guys don't look like they want to play together. If you ask me, and they, as far as the possessions go, they're stressing out to get the ball moved around.
And I tend to agree with Landon. I don't think Musselman is long for that job there. I don't think he's all that in a bag of chips.
Well, his problem is he focuses so much on the transfer portal until he doesn't truly do a deep dive into evaluating high school talent. The man literally would rather take a bunch of random seniors or juniors from small schools and develop a whole and not just take 2 or 3. This man will take 6 to 8 of these guys in a cycle and just try to see if they can gel together for 1 year and have a team. And it's a high risk, high reward deal.
I mean, 1 year is to me is not granted, I'm Creighton, I guess you could say, is big time now, but for basically most of my whole life, we were considered what you would call mid-major. But to me, I'm more about building a culture, building cohesiveness, having guys playing a system for 2, 3, 4, so on every, particularly offensive possessions, exactly where a guy is going to be. Because I played with this guy for X amount of practices, X amount of games. I think it's very hard to go in, even if you get the most talent, unless you're getting NBA quality players, in the portal. If you're not, it's hard to build cohesiveness over a spring, a summer, early fall, and then boom, you're playing college basketball.
Oh, I agree, and they're not showing any cohesiveness right now. And that's why I've got hope for the future for Alabama, and I still think they're going to do well and probably get in the tournament this year. But those guys are going to.
Oh yeah. Alabama's definitely a tournament team for sure.
Yeah, we're going to get in the We're going to get in the tournament. We'll be probably about a 6 seed, I think, 6 or 7 seed. But the problem we have this year, we have a really good offense. I mean, I think according to KenPom, I think we were number 1 in offensive efficiency. Now I don't know what that is now after the Tennessee game. I mean, we still put up 71. Ain't nothing terrible.
To me, Alabama doesn't have a problem scoring the ball. They score the ball just fine.
Play no defense.
It's defense. It's too many fouls, and it's giving up too many offensive rebounds to the opponent right now. From what I see from watching the Alabama team.
Yeah, I mean, we got the kid Grant Nelson, who everybody was so high on, and he's not a bad player, but he is so. You can tell when he plays against really physical competition in the SEC or anybody else that we've played, like Creighton, Purdue, and Arizona. You can tell he's from a mid-major program. Like you can tell he played at North Dakota State.
It's very funny that you mention that because like this past week, Creighton had 2 games, and Kalkbrenner gets pushed around by UConn, and I go, come on, man, what's going on here? One game he plays like a lion, and another game he plays like a lamb. Because then a couple nights later, yesterday actually, Saturday, days are running together. He didn't get pushed around by Seton Hall. And by the way, Seton Hall was tied with UConn in the conference for conference record. Obviously, UConn has the better overall record. But I go, why is this guy he's a junior technically, but he's I think he redshirted. But why in one game are you getting pushed around by one guy, and in another game you're not? It's like it's very frustrating. It's similar
to his head.
It's similar to the young man Landon is describing at Alabama, because I've watched him, a number of games. And I go, one game, I go, man, this guy's awesome. He's playing lights out. And I watch him another game, and I go, where is this guy? Like, for example, the game that really frustrated me, and I'm sure it frustrated Landon, it was the Clemson game at home.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one game that we should have won.
Yeah,
we should have beat Clemson.
Won the game. Absolutely.
Well, see, basketball is a mental game, and what you do is if you know for sure that you've got a superior athlete, right, that you've got a guard or a guy that's stronger than you physically, right, then what you got to do is, or even taller, what you got to do is you got to make that guy make mistakes and get under their skin, and you got to stay attached to him at all times, and that's what UConn was doing to Kalkbrenner. Is that guy had him on his hip at all times, and he was keeping his weight on him the whole game. And he was talking to him the whole time, right? And he was.
He was giving him the old Bill. He was giving him the old Bill Lambier treatment. Just being irritated.
You got to do that. The reason you got to do that is you could wear somebody down, and that between the running, the sets they were running, the screens they were trying to set with him and for him, they were just constantly wearing on him, and that's something that he's got to overcome. Either that, or they got to give him some help, right? And so that's the way. If you know that's happening sooner or later, you're going to see that because they got coaches tracking, and they're going to see
the thing that bothers me, and I love Coach Mack, so I'm not knocking him. I don't want him I think Coach Mack is great, but what's frustrating me this year with Coach Mack is Kalkbrenner's backup is Fred King. Fred King is a really good player, not quite as tall as Kalkbrenner. I think Fred King's either 6'9" or 6'10", but he's thicker. He's got more muscle. And usually King comes in to, give Kalkbrenner, a breather. But I'd like to see them play together. That way, the big man for the other teams can't just they can't double up on Kalkbrenner. I'd like to see us get a little more size on the court. But, that's really, I don't think Mack is comfortable playing that game because he wants to have the runners and the gunners out there. Farabello, Shireman, Trey Alexander, and Stephen Ashworth. And finally, Stephen Ashworth came to play the other night and made a number of key shots in that triple overtime thriller. Like, if you missed that game Saturday, that was a hell of a game between Creighton and Seton Hall. 3 overtimes, 97-94. That was a great game. Purdue keeps rolling.
This Big East basketball. I mean, man, it's best conference in basketball. Big East is just awesome.
I'm not. I don't necessarily want to say that. But I do. I love it. I'm biased, so I can't. If I say it, then it's. But I think it's entertaining. I think the SEC has been great this year. I think the Big 12 has been great. I think the Big 10 has a couple of really good teams, and then a lot of, detritus. I mean, for example, Bob, you and we talked last week. Look at the drop off at Michigan. I mean, I have never seen Michigan basketball this bad. This early in the season in a long time.
They're going to make a change to that. Now, they have to make a change to that because Michigan traditionally is a good school. It's put out a lot of players, and there's that revenue in that too. Now, I know the college football is massive to the point where they're driving expansion of conferences on and on and on. But
the funny thing, and you're right, college football is the engine that drives everything, just because of the simple dollars and cents that it brings in. But what it has done, that I'm actually excited, I think it's made college basketball better. And I'm very excited next year to see Texas and Oklahoma.
SEC. Robert can attest, man. The SEC, it used to be just Kentucky. And it was Kentucky and Florida with Billy Donovan. That's all it was. And then all of a sudden, everybody in the SEC decided to hire, really good coaches. I mean, Barnes came from Texas to Tennessee. You had Auburn finally hire Bruce Pearl. Alabama went and got Nate Oates. I mean,
that's the football model, though. I mean, everyone knows in college football, the SEC has the best coaching staffs, top to bottom. Mm-hmm. It does. And so I think they took that concept and said, let's apply that to basketball now. And you've seen the recruiting go up. You've seen, the excitement go up. The games have gotten better. I threw on, I think it was South Carolina and somebody the other night. That was an exciting game. And so the quality of SEC basketball, even though Kentucky's still going to be the gold standard because they're a blue blood, they got all the wins and national championships and Wooden Award winners. They're still going to be at the top, but they're going to have a lot more competition now from the Alabamas, the Auburns, the Tennessees, the Floridas, even Ole Miss. Ole Miss is, I know and I think that's better for the sport, for the viewer, for us. We're sitting on the couch watching the games. You don't want to see a blowout when you turn a game on. You want to see something competitive for 40 minutes. And so far, a lot of the SEC games have been great.
I mean, Alabama's won the conference tournament and the regular season championship 2 out of the last 3 to 4 years.
Well, I think, and historically, Alabama is the second best program basketball-wise in the SEC.
Yeah, no one realizes that.
No, they don't.
They do not realize that.
You know what else y'all don't realize?
What's that?
I have to click this. I have to click this outro link before I can go pee and then go to bed.
Well, let's.
Are we doing a Wednesday this week, Doug?
You guys talk about it and let me know.
If you're available, I'm down, and I'm sure Bob is down. And
I'm always game, man.
Because Landon's a big college hoops fan. I think he should join us as much as he can. I know he's got a busy schedule, but this is good college basketball talk, and it's only going to ramp up as we go through January, as we go through February, as we get closer to the tournament.
Oh, I agree. And plus, we didn't get to mention that West Virginia beat Kansas. I got a kick out of that.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, here's another one real quick. The other night, Oregon finally lost their first game in the last year of the Pac-12 basketball. Oregon was leading the conference. They went to Colorado, and they got kind of, you know, they got shellacked. Colorado took it to them. Colorado is actually having, the opposite of the Dion effect. They got basically a coach no one knows, who's built a decent basketball program there in Boulder. So the Pac-12, everyone just sort of assumed it was going to be UCLA and Arizona. There are a couple other teams that are playing some good ball on the Pac-12.
We like it. They'll go out with a big hit too.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so let's do this midweek. Even if I can't do it, I will actually start it and come in and make commercials come even if y'all don't even know they're coming.
Sure.
Sounds like a winner.
Sounds like a winner.
And fuck Landon, he left. Fuck that motherfucker.
No, we love Landon. And it's late y'all's time, so I appreciate you staying on, Doug.
All right, man. I'll see y'all midweek.
All right, gents. Have a good week. We'll talk to you.
Thank you for supporting Smacking Off the podcast on the X's and O's network. Be sure to keep up with our scheduled live casts and other presentations on Facebook at Smackologists or at Smacking Off, and on our YouTube channel at Smacking Off the Podcast.